I don't even know how to explain what happened to me recently. It's one of those things that sounds so unbelievable. Even when I say it out loud, I can barely process it myself. I'm 31 years old. And for the past 2 years, I've been with someone who I thought was the love of my life. My Emily. We'd only been engaged for 3 months, but I really thought she was the one. Emily was the only relationship where I ever felt truly safe enough to open up about my past. I've gone through some really heavy trauma in my life, things I don't talk about lightly, but with her, I opened up. I cried in her arms many nights. She held me, reassured me, and even went to therapy sessions with me to support me. For the first time in years, I felt like I was healing. I was finally living a more free, more open life, and that's why what happened last weekend cut so deeply. See, Emily has always been extremely competitive. Not just in sports, but in everything. She has this need to win. It's caused problems before. She's lost friendships, had issues at jobs, even strained family relationships. All because of how intense she can get when it comes to competition. She knows it's a problem. She's even admitted she doesn't understand why she's like this and has been trying to work on it in therapy. But still, the competitiveness never really goes away. For the past few months, my friends and I started a monthly game night. Nothing huge, just board games, old video games, sometimes even basketball or football in someone's backyard. It's all supposed to be lighthearted fun. I'd been on a 4-month win streak, and Emily, she hated it. Last month, she got so angry that she didn't win. She literally walked home and wouldn't talk to me for 2 days. So this time, before we left, I asked her to please just relax and have fun. Winning or losing didn't matter. She promised me she would try. The night went fine until the end. It came down to her and me tied. And since the rule was that, if it was man versus woman, the woman picked the final game. She got to choose. She looked me dead in the eyes and picked Mario Kart on the Nintendo 64. Now, everyone knows. That's my game. I never lose at Mario Kart. I even asked her if she really wanted to do that, but she called me a chicken and started hyping herself up. So we sat down and we played. Now, people might say I should have just let her win. Trust me, I thought about it. But here's the thing. Emily gets even angrier if she thinks someone lets her win. It's worse than losing to her. So I decided to play it straight. The race was close! She kept hitting banana peels, but would catch up. She started trying to distract me. Silly stuff, making little jokes, bumping my cart, saying childish things like he snores when he sleeps. I just laughed it off and teased her back. At least I don't keep hitting the bananas. Love, we hit the final stretch of the race. And then, out of nowhere, she said the words that made my blood run cold. At least I didn't get assaulted by my own family. I froze. My hands dropped the controller. She passed me on the screen and won, and she started celebrating, screaming, jumping up and down, dancing around like she had just achieved the greatest victory of her life. But I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. My chest felt like it caved in, and my mind just exploded with every demon I've tried to fight off for years. Everyone in the room was stunned into silence. A couple of my friends turned to me and asked if it was true. I couldn't even answer them. I just stood up, wished everyone a good night, and walked out. I don't even know where I walked to. I just needed to escape. Emily started blowing up my phone immediately. Calling, texting, apologizing, saying she didn't mean it, saying she only wanted to win, saying she didn't know why those words came out of her mouth. I told her I needed space. I asked her to stop calling me. The truth is, I didn't know what to do. I loved this woman. I trusted her more than anyone else I'd ever trusted. And she took the deepest, most painful wound of my life. Something I shared with her in absolute confidence. And she threw it at me to win a video game. That night, I barely slept. The next day, my friends wouldn't stop reaching out, asking about my past, wanting answers. It forced me to finally tell them the truth. When I was a kid, between the ages of 11 and 13, I was abused by my aunt. She babysat me. She manipulated me. She threatened me. And when I tried to tell my parents, my mother didn't believe me. She defended her sister, called me confused, even forced me to publicly say that nothing happened. My father was consumed with guilt when the truth came out. He drowned himself in alcohol and eventually divorced my mother. To this day, my mom still refuses to believe me. That pain, the pain I carried silently for so many years, was the pain I had entrusted Emily with. A few days later, Emily and I finally sat down to talk. My friend stayed nearby to make sure nothing got out of hand. She came rushing in, trying to hug me, sobbing, begging me to forgive her. I asked her why. Why? She said what she said. Why? She thought it was okay. At first, she kept saying she didn't know, just that she needed to win. Over and over again. I don't know. I just needed to win. I pressed harder. Why? Mario Kart? Why? My best game? That's when her face went pale and she admitted it. She had planned it. She said she couldn't stand losing anymore. That she'd been feeling depressed for months because she felt like a failure. And she knew if she brought up my trauma, it would distract me enough for her to win. She admitted she knew what she was doing, and she did it anyway. Hearing her say that out loud broke something inside me. It wasn't just a slip of the tongue. It wasn't just an accident. It was premeditated. She took the thing I trusted her with the most and turned it into a weapon against me. She begged me to let her make it right. She promised she'd get help. She swore she would do anything. But all I could think about was, what if we had kids one day? Would she see them as competition too? What if we had an argument and she used my trauma against me again? How could I ever trust her not to? The answer was clear. I couldn't! My friends had to escort her out that night because she wouldn't stop begging. And as painful as it was, I knew the relationship was over. Since then, I've decided to take time for myself. To focus on healing, on therapy, on surrounding myself with people who actually protect me instead of exploit me. I don't know when I'll be ready to date again, but I know one thing for certain. Trust is sacred. And once someone shows you that they'll break it to win, there's no going back. I never thought I'd lose the person I loved over a video game. But it wasn't the game that mattered. It was the truth underneath it. She showed me exactly who she was, and I finally believed her.